All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Run! Go! Get to the podcast!
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a podcast?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and
Podcast.
and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey everyone, welcome to Get to the Podcast. Let's get to the podcast with the number 2. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neil Carson.
This is a sad podcast.
I know. Yeah, we're doing this probably when this drops is going to be a couple weeks or a few weeks after the news. But Rutger Hauer passed away, 75 years old.
That's sad.
I know.
Yeah.
It is because, sometimes when you hear this news, and we only know their work, obviously, but you hear this news and you're like, oh my God, that guy's been alive my whole entire life. And I've seen so many movies with him. It's just a part of that, you know?
Yeah.
And Rutger Hauer is one of them.
It's part of the collective, yeah.
This guy texted me and was like, had told me what happened, and I was like on a road trip, and I was like, and it just made me think, I'm like, oh man, now we're gonna lose like Harrison Ford and
he's around the same age.
Mel Gibson. And then somebody was like, oh no.
Mel
and I was like,
Gibson.
I'm still gonna be upset when Mel Gibson goes. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna be upset. Yeah.
But it's like these guys are all getting old. Danny Glover is up there. Like, I don't know how much longer he's going to be around.
James Earl Jones is in his 80s. You know,
I
just
want these people to like live forever. But
I know, because Rutger Hauer is 75, which is older, but it's not. I don't know. I always feel like if somebody goes in their 80s, that's like I understand. You know,
it's weird. Like, I don't know. It is weird. Like, you run into people that will live to like 100, and then you run into people that 60s, 70s, and then it's like. They check out.
Right.
It's like a weird thing. But in Hollywood, it seems like people seem to live a little bit longer.
Well, I think for me, I feel like that's made up.
I mean, you have people that are like, that have...
I literally know like two
I
old
guess that's...
people. Yeah, I know two old ladies
my grandmother's
that
turning 100.
are like
100.
105.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My grandmother's going to be 100 next week.
Yeah, we everybody knows, somebody that's like 100, and then you're like, then you have people that like kick it at 60 or something.
Well, for me, it's sort of like after a certain, probably like 60 or something, I'm going to be like, God, it's enough of this already. Like, I'm going to be like, I've been doing this for quite a fucking while, and now there's like a lot of pain and discomfort too. Like, that sounds terrible.
Well, he was working his ass. I mean, he had like 10 things came out in 2019 that he was in, that he was connected to. So, like, the guy was very productive.
Yeah, apparently he died of short illness. We still don't know exactly.
Well, it's
how.
like Bill Paxton. Like, he went in for a heart thing, and then, Luke Perry.
Yeah.
Was like had a stroke or something, and then went in. And
John Singleton.
Pneumonia or something like that.
No, he had a stroke. Him and Luke Perry were within 1 year of each other in terms of age.
Yeah.
And they both died of strokes. They were in a stroke, had a stroke, went into a coma basically, and then died.
So Rutger Hauer had 12 productions in 2011.
That's so crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, he was a machine. Because he also, where's he from? The Netherlands, I think. Because he's not American, and I think he's done a lot of things over there too, like a lot of things not American productions. But let's talk a little bit about his movies that we did grow up on, because I can name at least a bunch right off the bat that I'm like, I love that movie growing up, or I still love that movie.
I loved.
Right.
Are you naming one?
No, name
Sorry,
yours.
Ladyhawke.
Ladyhawke. That's one we don't talk about enough.
A lot of people. I feel like a lot of people missed out on that film, and it wasn't. Here's the thing about Rutger Hauer.
You never seen Ladyhawke?
I've heard of it.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Matthew Broderick.
I know. I've seen
Rutger
like
Hauer.
the poster for it, and it's for somehow I've just never seen it.
It's just it's so beautiful. Here's the thing about Rutger Hauer. I don't think he ever got the credit that like he deserved for everything that he did. And this film was so incredible because it was a love story, like a mythical love story, and the problem was that he was a wolf during the day, if I remember, and she was a hawk during the day, and he was a wolf by night. So they only had like split seconds,
small window,
that they saw each other when day turned into night, and it was this love story how they loved each other, and they were in search to break that spell, and it was just an incredible film. It's like just to see that film that you can only see a person that you love for like a couple of seconds every day. It's like crazy. and he was incredible in that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in probably like 15 to 20 years. I watched it a bunch as a kid, but I haven't seen it like. I feel like I need to watch it now and just see, okay, good. What I remember the soundtrack to it was like a very 80s soundtrack as well, like, which is one of those things that sometimes they do in period pieces where they'll use like a more modern soundtrack.
Yeah. Did you guys see Flesh and Blood?
No, what's that?
Paul Verhoeven.
Verhoeven, as you call him?
That was in the same year, right?
That was the same year. Yeah, Flesh and Blood. That's a crazy movie. Jennifer Jason Leigh. I watched that not that long ago, I guess, like a year ago or something like that. And it's definitely a Paul Verhoeven movie. Yeah. But it's just an interesting movie because of the time, and like Jennifer Jason Leigh's in it, and she's like super young. Like it had to have been one of her first movies.
Is this pre RoboCop for Paul Verhoeven as well?
This is 85?
Oh, so it's two years before.
Yeah. RoboCop. It's like a medieval thing where this like group of bandits are just like running around and they just like kidnap people, and they end up, and it's like there's all these weird orgies and stuff. It's an interesting movie. It's like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but with orgies. That's what it is.
Weren't there orgies already in Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
He was the main bad guy.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
the main head vampire.
Right. Oh my god.
Yeah. Paul Rubens was like his right-hand man. Pee Wee Herman, remember? But yeah, the main villain, the main vampire was Rutger Hauer.
I'm just running through his bio on IMDb, but which is super long, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, he was in that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Was his breakthrough into American cinema Blade Runner?
Blade Runner, yeah.
Blade Runner.
Yeah. All of his movies prior to that are like
European.
Yeah. I don't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about Blade Runner. Let's take a moment to really talk about what he's remembered for the most.
Oh yeah,
right.
He is the standout. I would say him and over Harrison Ford, like him and James Olmos.
Edward James Olmos.
Edward James Olmos.
Yeah. Yeah, and he also had Daryl Hannah.
I thought they were both fantastic. I mean, everybody's great, but like for me, like those two characters stand out. Like their performance stood out a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's funny, even though Edward James Olmos is like a very small part, but just making those like things, the origami things, and his like weird cryptic things.
I think it was his look for me too,
and his look,
his mysterious.
He just had like a weird.
He had a cane. Didn't he have like a cane?
Yeah, he would like walk with
the
a
whole
little
character
cane
was But I really liked. I did like Harrison Ford in that film a lot, but Rutger Hauer was incredible in it, right? So he played the main replicant that they were trying to track down. Like the movie is based. It's a kind of Blade Runner is really interesting because it's a sci-fi noir, right? So it's just like a case, like one thing. It's not this world. It's not a sci-fi film about some big world thing or some big.
It's a big
exposed
case though.
Thing.
These guys go after the creators of replicants.
That is true. There is
like a major.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But at the same time, it's really he's just trying to track down these 4 or 5 replicants that have escaped to Earth because these are they're not really supposed to be there, or these guys are we're supposed to be working up off planet or whatever. And he plays what is it? Something Ray Batty or something like that is I think his name.
Roy
Batty, is that what it is?
Roy something.
Yeah, Batty I think is what it was.
Okay.
Yeah. But he plays that role so mysteriously, right? Like there's like this mysteriousness to him.
Well, he's like the leader, but I don't know. He plays it in a way where it's like
he brings that human.
Yeah, he knows that he's only going to live for 6 years, and the whole thing is them trying to figure out how to live longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole time you're like, these are the bad guys. They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. You know, and Harrison Ford's a good guy. And these are the bad guys. And that's like the whole movie because they're just killing people the whole way. And then at the end of the movie, you finally realize you get to see from their point of view.
You sympathize almost, and you go, they're not really bad. Like they're basically
they're dealt.
We've given life to things that are now self-aware and are effectively what is human at that point. Like, is it just flesh and like a heart that creates a human, or is there something deeper? Like, what is a soul? Like,
what is a soul? Nobody can explain.
Yeah, like that's the kind of thing. It's like this intangible, and like, why would we fault them? Because we're like, well, we created them, and they're not us.
Well, they were created to be able to survive in space and be off planet and do all this construction, and they're built to they're much stronger than humans.
Yeah.
And they also built them to only live for a certain amount of years so that they wouldn't turn against their masters. So, we essentially created like a slave race, and we're like, go do our bidding for humanity. And then they were like,
when they want to rebel, we're like, what the fuck? That's not
well, that's what the Blade Runners were for. The Blade Runners,
they retire them.
They knew how to find them though. They could like run these tests on a person and determine whether or not they
that shit's gonna happen to us.
But also,
we're doing that right now. If you think about,
we're
creating robots to do our bidding.
But the problem with it was that they
I'm gonna die by a damn toaster.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's just
we're gonna have cat people first though.
Yeah,
Japan's making cat people, didn't they? Didn't they just announce that?
They publicly announced it, and then their stocks went up.
Yeah, it was in that article. They're making a cat-human hybrid embryo. We'll see what happens. Jesus. I think this is only because everybody saw that stupid trailer for cats. They're like, we need cat people. Why don't we have cat people?
So they decided to grow actual ones so nobody can complain.
Yeah.
But Blade Runner, for you said the thing that made that movie is that speech at the end.
Yeah.
Is Rutger Hauer's speech.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's such an incredible speech.
Can you do the speech?
I don't know it.
I think I could do it. Should I try?
Sure, yeah.
Should you or can you?
Oh, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
I let you do a Joe Pesci fucking impression. I let you, by the way.
Let me?
I gave you permission.
Well, what is this guy with the rules and laws and regulations?
Something about tears in the rain.
That's the last. That's like He goes. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser Gate. All those moments lost in time, like tears in rain. Time to die. It's such a good, and he improvised a lot of that. Like, that wasn't really written that way.
I don't think he even had lines, or maybe he had one line.
He helped
or
come up with the lines like beforehand. He didn't just do it like right on the spot like beforehand, but he helped write it and like construct that thing. And it's just there's something about it. It's the way he also delivers it. Like right before he goes, like tears in rain, he kind of does this swallow thing. Like he's like right because he's on death's door. He's about to die. He dies seconds later, right? So he's like,
you're missing the biggest part. Harrison Ford is literally hanging off of this like 50-story building about to die, and Rutger Hauer grabs his hand just as he slips.
He's falling.
And he lifts with like the last energy he has before he dies. He saves the guy that was the whole movie is trying to kill him.
Yeah,
is hunting him down. He saves this guy and like sits him on the roof, and then he says this line.
Yeah.
And then he dies.
And then he dies, and the dove kind of goes,
and Harrison Ford's just like, this is fucked.
Yeah.
And then, what's her name's in it?
Then Edward James almost shows up. What, Sean Young?
Sean Young,
yeah. It's just...
what's her... Ace Ventura.
Yeah, it's
Ray Finkel.
Ray Finkel. Lois Einhorn.
Lois Einhorn.
Einhorn.
What's the connection? Finkel, Einhorn. Finkel and Einhorn. Finkel and Einhorn.
Einhorn's a man.
He had two great films in... when was it? I just lost them real quick.
So I'll mention another one while you're finding that.
2005 and 2000.
Sin City.
That's what I was gonna say. Sin City and Batman
He
Begins.
played the Cardinal.
He played those two in Batman Begins.
Yeah, the Cardinal.
He was Batman Begins. He was the guy who
Batman
ran
Begins,
Wayne Enterprises.
Earl or something like that.
Yeah, he's the one that basically is taking over Wayne Enterprises, and he gets fucked at the end. Kind of a small role, but
I really don't remember if I saw Sin City.
Oh man, dude!
What,
dude?
Yeah,
that movie,
Sin City. You don't think you've seen it?
That movie.
I don't remember if I saw it.
You should watch it. I'm not.
You would remember if you did.
No, I know about it in the very comic book, dark comic.
Really,
style.
The whole movie is like this black and white silhouette with like splatters of color here and there. It's
a beautiful movie, and there's darkness in it, and I mean the whole scene.
I saw the one with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Scanner Darkly.
Scanner Darkly.
Yeah. Very different. That's actually a different.
It's like a painting. Or something.
This one is just all done on green screen or green screen. I think sort of like how 300 was done.
Like everybody's in it. Benicio del Toro's in it. Clive Owen's
Powers
in it.
Booth.
Rosario Dawson.
Elijah Wood.
Yeah. Bruce Willis. Jessica Alba. Mickey Rourke.
Nick Stahl. Like
so many. Yeah, Nick Stahl. Who hadn't been in anything.
If you don't remember it and you would watch it like it's a new film, I would suggest watching that. That movie is great, and he plays the cardinal who basically. Is the one raising Elijah Wood, who's a cannibal, and there's this whole scene where Mickey Rourke goes and visits Rutger Hauer. And it's
by the way, did you know that Rutger Hauer went back and did something else with Elijah Wood? He was in Elijah Wood's show Wilfred.
Oh, he showed up in Wilford?
He showed up in Wilford.
Oh, it's the one with that imaginary
I
dog
remember.
guy.
Have you guys ever watched that show?
I watched a couple.
The show is pretty
started.
fucking amazing.
Yeah,
It's like a remake of a British show or something.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Everything is remake.
Of British shows, yeah,
British
basically.
shows.
Well, that's that they
Like The Simpsons?
they've stolen some of our stuff, right?
Here's the thing: is you can't really say that because trust me, it's very hard to see like new ideas come out of the United States when it comes to film. But
I know. I thought Britain's Got Talent was stolen from America. I don't
there's
like,
a lot.
No, they had it first.
But Law and Order has been remade in all these different countries too. And that
we got
originated
Law
here.
and
I'm
Order.
not saying film. I'm saying more. More.
We got SVU.
Yeah. But going back, there's another movie that I loved growing up. I watched it all the time. I eventually taped it off TV on my little blank VHS tape, Blind Fury. Where he,
I thought you were going to say porno.
What? Porno? Oh, porno? Yeah, man. That too. No, but Blind Fury, he played, which was... Okay. I was going to make a sexual joke about Blind Fury. Yeah. No, because he said porno. And I was like, is that a movie? Porno?
Yeah, I always literally
like,
trying
I'm
to
no
figure out
longer
if
poor.
This is a movie. Yeah.
Poor?
Not poor
no,
anymore.
that's not for me. Rich? Yes. No.
That's the Nick laugh. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, I'm not a guffaw kind of guy.
I love this tagline. This is the tagline. Nick Parker, as quick as a snake, strong as a bull, not to mention blind as a bat. Blind Fury.
And let me see that poster. It's a ridiculous. Okay, that's not the ridiculous poster. I've seen a ridiculous one where makes it look like a comedy, like he's like in a hibachi place, like chopping up stuff. He's blind and he's a swordsman, but it's done in modern day, or like in modern day for that it was like late 80s, early 90s.
Are you talking about this one? Where he's like swinging everything around? You see like the waves around him or whatever?
No, it's not quite that one. Oh man, it's a kind of a cool poster, but it really doesn't, in my opinion. How do you get images on this fucking thing? It doesn't, in my opinion, capture the tone of the movie. It makes it seem like it's a They Call Me Bruce farce, but I don't think of it that way. I think of it more of like, what would I compare it to? It's definitely like a lighter movie, but it's an action. It's like an action. I wouldn't even say action comedy. Oh, this one right here. Doesn't that make it look like? It's ridiculous.
What are all these hands?
I don't know.
They're like guns and.
Is he chopping off hands? Is that what it is?
I can't tell, but he's definitely chopping every gun in half. Like there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guns that have all been completely sliced in half by a sword.
Okay. Anyways, it's really cool because he's.
Can you do that? You can't do that.
I mean, he could. He really went blind for this movie, man. He was a method actor, yeah.
He
Hey, poke me in the eye.
Yeah. No, but I just remember it was just cool because you don't really expect much from him, and nobody does, right?
Yeah.
So he keeps coming. I forget the exact premise of the movie, but he shows up to meet somebody, which I think was an old soldier friend of his or whatever. And then
I wonder if I've seen this.
And the guy was killed, and then his wife and his kid are now being like harassed and by this criminal outfit, and it's the whole thing. And he decides to protect them, but he's like literally gonna be surrounded by these gang members, and they think he's just this blind, practically disabled guy. Yeah. And then he ends up, you literally give him a stick and he'll fuck you up. But he does say he has these amazing almost abilities. Like there's a time where his sword gets thrown out of a car.
I feel like I have seen this.
And he literally is driving the car and he starts counting. He knows exactly where it is so he can go back and get it.
Yeah.
But he's blind. Yeah, it's a good movie. It's been on
what's her
TV.
name's in it? Evelyn.
Oh yeah,
Meg
it is her.
Foster.
That's right. She plays the wife or the mom.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this.
Yeah.
I saw this. I don't know when I saw it, but I recognized the kid.
Yep.
And I feel like I remembered him being in the house, and just these scenes all look very familiar.
Yeah. It's a good. I liked it a lot. I mean, I watched it a shitload as a kid.
Yeah.
Blind Fury is one of them, and then another one which you said you'd seen, and Diego, you've seen it. Split Second.
Yeah.
Another movie. See, this is the funny thing. Rutger Hauer's in all these movies that I used to just watch like all the time as a kid. Split Second was one of them. I loved this movie. It was like an Alien, Predator 2, Blade Runner kind of Blade Runner, Blade.
Because the glasses.
It was kind of like the whole way in which this movie was constructed, the tone of it and the look of it felt like one of these movies.
Yeah.
The one that reminded me the most for some reason is Predator 2 because he's like in this kind of LA-ish shitty kind of area, and he's hunting this predator.
It's like in the like near future.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the near.
It's like 1997.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He's like,
or like everything is like mechanical.
Yeah, and we barely had, and we still had dial-up internet by then. We thought we were gonna be so much further along.
Yeah.
But it's basically he plays this cop who's going after this big alien type thing that's killing things in the city. And I remember this is a scene where it's because it's intelligent. It's not like an idiot. Like it could send him, like it sends him a package and he opens it up and there's like a bite mark out of a heart. It's like a human heart with a bite mark out of it, and it's taunting him. And it killed his partner, and so he's really like obsessed with finding this thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I love this movie growing up. It's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it now. But
yeah, the same year he was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer in 1982.
That's
Both
right.
movies came out the same year.
Yeah. And even Buffy, like I watched that movie so much. Like I remember when the TV show was coming out, I'd already seen the movie like 15 times.
Christy Swanson,
Luke Perry's in it as well. Speaking of Luke Perry,
Rubin.
Yeah, Arquette. David Arquette
apparently is in this.
Oh yeah, she has a really I think she's a popular girl or something like that. This was before The Next Karate Kid, which she was in.
Right.
By like 2 years.
David Arquette is it?
David Arquette. He plays Luke Perry's friend who turns into a vampire. Paul Rubens, which is Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rutger Hauer is the head vampire.
Thomas Jane is in it?
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember.
I need to rewatch this movie. Yeah. I don't remember. All I remember is Christy Swanson and Luke Perry.
Yeah,
those are like those
the main two.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in what's that film? The Right.
I didn't see that. What is that?
That's that almost like Hannibal style film.
The Right?
The Right. Yeah. It had Anthony Hopkins.
I've never seen that.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. That's the one where it's like
the preacher thing.
The priest lives like right outside the Vatican or something like that.
Yeah, he lived in that little.
Does all these
it was actually a pretty cool
but
place.
It's like not okay to do them or something.
Yeah. It was actually a pretty cool place. I
love
love that because it had a little courtyard.
Yeah,
with a little water fountain in the center. I love that.
Oh no, I do know. Yeah, what's it called? The Right.
The Right.
The Right.
Yeah. Okay. Anthony
RITE.
Hopkins. I remember when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when it came out, but I didn't see it. It looked interesting.
Yeah, it was actually pretty. It's
Anthony Hopkins is the main guy in that movie, though, right?
No,
he's not the priest.
No,
he's the main guy.
Anthony? No, Anthony. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was saying
Rutger Hauer isn't.
Yeah,
but,
Anthony Hopkins is
the main one. I remember seeing the trailer for it when it came out.
That was a good performance. That he did in that one.
Rutger Hauer's in a lot of sci-fi type movies. I'm like looking at his IMDb. It's like a lot of movies I never even heard of.
2047, Sight of Death.
Oh, he was in the Merlin TV series, 1998.
He's in a lot of TV series.
Oh, really? With Sam Neill?
Yeah. He played King Vortigern.
It's Verhoeven.
He's in a lot.
Dude, it's Verhoeven.
It's King Verhoeven.
Yeah, man.
He's got a lot of shorts that I gotta watch.
Yeah, he was in Hobo with a Shotgun.
I love that film,
which I haven't seen, but it was based off the Death or the Grindhouse trailer.
Yeah.
The
it's
fake,
very
fake
Grindhouse.
trailer. Yeah, it was fake trailer, which is also Machete came from that, but it was a fake trailer for Grindhouse with Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, and then they made an actual movie out of that, Hobo with Shotgun, but it was a different actor. Like Rutger Hauer wasn't in the fake trailer, but he was in a movie.
Yeah.
He also did that movie in the 80s, Hitcher.
The Hitcher, which they did a remake of.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, he just, so many films, this guy. And he was unique. Like, you see him, and you're like, he had a very specific look and a very particular acting style, and he was just one of those guys that stood out. There's a reason why he was in so many movies that we remember and so many iconic films, and people just wanted to cast him, and he worked with all these great directors.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see the trailer for the Sisters Brothers?
Sisters Brothers. That sounds familiar.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a newer one. Newer one, right?
I missed this film. This film, it's a newer one.
It was like from like last year. Or the year before.
2018.
He was in it.
Yeah, he was in it.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, so he's making things up until recent. I think he had a bunch of things in production still.
No, he did. He had 3 things in production. He had The Emperor, which is in post-production right now.
Yeah, which
and then
means
he
it'll
have
come out. So.
Break, which is in post-production. And here's the sad part. He is also in a Christmas Carol TV mini-series, which there's a lot of people in there. I think, and he plays the Ghost of the Future.
Ghost of Christmas Future?
Christmas Future. Yeah. So, but there's a lot. Guy Pearce is in that.
Is it in post production now?
It is. No, it's still filming.
Oh, I wonder if he filmed all his scenes for it.
Yeah, they still have it set up where he.
Oh, it must be a BBC thing because he's like all British.
Yeah, but that means at least
Andy Serkis in it.
Andy Serkis.
He's
Andy Serkis,
Serkins.
Andy Serkis. Yeah,
he's in Ghost. He's the ghost of
He's directing
Christmas
Venom
Past.
too.
Yeah.
He's what?
Directing Venom 2. Andy Serkis.
Oh, okay.
That was interesting.
What did he direct recently? Oh, he did that Mowgli.
Yeah, Mowgli
movie,
which
yeah.
I still haven't watched.
So
I have not watched,
he's the ghost of Christmas Past.
Andy Serkis is?
Yeah.
Is it like the Scrooge, the Ghost of Christmas
It's-
Past?
yeah.
Go back to Jersey, you moron.
Yeah, it's a Christmas Carol.
You
yeah,
see,
it's a short.
Frank, I'm
sure,
the ghost.
I just hope it's not some like millennial.
Guy Pearce
version
plays
of-
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Guy Pearce plays Ebenezer Scrooge. What?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's an old dude.
Guy Pearce is okay. He actually has the look though. If you look at his face.
Oh yeah, you just give him a little bit of gray hair
Yeah.
and wrinkle up his
Jim
face.
Carrey will always be my Ebenezer Scrooge. Just kidding. But he was really good in that Robert Zemeckis 3D.
Oh, he was
CG.
amazing,
He was
yeah.
so good in that. I mean, he played also all the ghosts of Christmas Past,
Yeah.
present, and future, or whatever, as
I
well.
mean, Bill Murray's probably
Bill Murray's mine, but he's not. He's Frank Cross. He's not Ebenezer
Yeah,
Scrooge.
that's true.
But
What was I gonna say? That one movie that came out. So this is a total going on a tangent here, but the Man Who Invented Christmas.
yeah,
Did you guys
love
finally
it.
watch that?
I was the one that got you to watch it.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that how it
I was
worked?
the one that I saw it in theaters, and I got you to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. It's great. Like I would watch that movie, like rewatch that movie
For Christmas.
every
It's a
Christmas.
traditional,
I
yeah.
thought that was like a solid.
Yeah,
Christmas
because it's about what's his face,
Charles Dickens.
Charles Dickens,
Yeah.
and his writer's block and his like people not having faith in him.
Him
and
growing
he
up
ends
in these like slave whatever they didn't call them that. They call
No,
them
it's like
like
sweatshop,
labor
like
camps
labor
or
camps
whatever.
for kids and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, and just sort of like how he came up with the character, and he keeps seeing like this imaginary Ebenezer Scrooge talk to him, played by Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
This
it's
is very solid.
Great,
Very
yeah.
solid. Yeah.
but Rutger Hauer wasn't in that. But
was not in that,
He wasn't in that, but he could have been.
He is.
He's that good.
Yeah. There's.
he could have played
maybe he
Scrooge.
filmed all his scenes for this.
Yeah, I'm hoping so because so at least we're getting 2 movies with him posthumously. So we will see him still in more films.
And there's a lot of stuff that I feel that I haven't seen with him.
There's a lot. I mean, he's got so many credits.
Especially, I love seeing huge actors doing short films. They're just so.
Yeah.
They're just really, I don't know. They're just like really good pieces,
Yeah.
and I love short films. I've been into them.
I know you have
I
been.
need to start.
You won't
filming.
shut up about him.
I won't.
He's got 173 credits on IMDb to give you an idea of this guy's output. And his first thing was 1968. Okay, that's how long this guy's been doing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
he was a staple, and he's doing a lot of
He's
things.
like a Rolling Stone.
Yeah, he was an actor for a good 15 years or whatever. In his native, I think it's the Netherlands. Before he moved into American cinema.
Yeah. Because when you see him in like what the hell is it? Flesh and Blood. Like he looks old then.
Yeah.
Like his hair is all gray and gray and white or whatever. And I don't know if that was like a style back then, but
No, I mean he had blonde hair, I think, so it kind of like it looked like when it started going a little white. But also he was in his 40s in the 80s. You know what I mean? So he was like he was older. He was also in before he did Blade Runner. He was actually in Nighthawks with Sylvester Stallone. Remember that? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He was in that. So I mean,
That was a great film.
Yep. It was 81.
You never seen that? I've seen
I don't think so.
everything with Sylvester Stallone.
I haven't seen Cobra.
What?
I haven't seen
What?
Commando.
No, this guy.
Are you serious?
This
You
guy's
haven't seen
lacking on his
Cobra?
80s action films, man.
I'm like, I missed it. I did watch Running Man.
Yeah.
That was on Netflix.
Netflix. It was on Netflix for a while, yeah.
What does that have to do with?
Well, he's just saying because that was Arnold Schwarzenegger 80s action. He missed a lot of the 80s action, the Van Damme films. He basically was obsessed with Steven Seagal, so he's like nobody.
All I
so he
watched was
failed.
Steven
He literally
Seagal.
picked the worst one, and that became his idol.
Yeah, when I started
just
getting
gonna
crazy
commit.
in a movie, I was watching like spaghetti westerns and all the Halloweens, all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, all the Friday the 13th. I just like would fixate on like one topic and then just go like
Right.
all the movies, all the westerns that
All the Hitchcock
what's his name
films
is in,
and
all the Hitchcock films.
It kind
Yeah.
of sucks that you made a couple of wrong choices, but hey,
Hey, man.
we all move forward.
No, but I mean, I love Arnold and Sylvester. I just, it was more like later, like I was like Demolition Man and Total Recall.
90s.
Yeah,
and-
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean Terminator, I guess. Oh, Terminator 2 is probably more of
Yeah.
the one you were.
Oh yeah, we saw Terminator 2 3D.
Yeah,
when they
in
released
theaters.
it for like
yeah.
a week
That
in
was awesome.
theaters.
That
Yeah,
was awesome.
that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it sucks. It
Yeah,
sucks
so
that
that's-
I think he was that actor that always teetered the line between A and B films.
Yeah. He definitely did a lot of B
yeah.
films and
he
lesser
had
knowns, but
exactly, yeah. And I don't think a lot of people understood like how deep some of his role was
Yeah.
in A films and how good he was at what he did.
Yeah.
He was one of those actors that are unique. You can't really put him up with someone else because you can't compare to his style. You can't stand out the way he did.
Yeah.
And so I'm definitely gonna miss his film.
Yeah.
I swear he did something in Netflix that was about like some guy figured out what happens after death. I might be wrong. It might be somebody else.
He was also in 6 episodes of True Blood, and he was
Right,
in Valerian in the City of 1,000 Planets or whatever. He was in that.
Yeah.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he played the president or something. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Did you guys see that?
I saw it.
Still
Yeah.
didn't watch
You
it.
still haven't watched it?
I saw it.
You guys,
It was
dogging me
interesting.
for the old movies. These movies have been on. I watched it because it was on Amazon Prime, like right after it came out.
Yeah.
I-
Have you seen Top
It's
Gun
still on
Maverick yet,
Amazon.
though?
Nobody's seen Top Gun Maverick.
I have.
I saw the trailer.
I'll tell you about it.
It hasn't been released yet.
What are you gonna tell?
Nothing. I'm just trying to get one up on him.
I was talking to my uncle last night, and we mentioned the new Top Gun, and he's like, "Oh my God, Top Gun, one of the greatest movies of all time." I was like, "Oh well, whatever, I haven't seen it." And he's like, "You haven't seen it?" He's like, "That is Tom Cruise's best movie of all time." And I'm like, "You don't believe that?" He's like, "Yes, I do." And I'm like, "What about Last Samurai? What about Born on the 4th of July?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
like he's
this
got
fucking
no
guy.
no argument of skills whatsoever.
He was like, "Oh yeah."
All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us here at the Sad Podcast. Thank you for joining us here at Get to the Podcast with the number 2. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neil Carson.
We've seen things you people can't believe. Yeah, attack ships on fire off the
C-beams?
shoulders of Ryan. And he goes, "I've watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the Tannhauser gates.
It's such a random.
All
like,
these
all
moments lost in time, like tears." And he swallows and rain. Time to die.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just so good.
But it's like raining.
It's raining, and he's
In
like
the
got no
scene.
shirt on. Like it's like, and he's just
skin colors like
and
all
he's
pale
like platinum
and,
hair.
like-
It's,
yeah.
it's the whole thing.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.